every time we do the podcast, you're like all the way in the bottom right, like you're, fucking Clippy. Like, hey, it looks like you're recording a podcast.
Welcome to another episode of Let's Rewatch, the show where we watch movies that we loved in our youth and see if they're still any good. I'm Nick.
I'm Bret.
I'm Sam.
And I'm Ash.
And so we've been talking a little bit recently about how much of a bummer it is when we watch bad movies. And we want to try and watch better, more enjoyable movies. And I think we're leaning into that pretty hard this time around.
We'll see.
Yeah. I think the whole reason why we gave this a pass was because of you, Ash.
Yeah.
So this is The Big Lebowski from 1998, which every person on the planet loves except for Ash.
Oh, never mind.
What did you think I said?
I thought I heard 1988, which I was like, the year I was born? What?
Not quite.
You are the
just had a
dude.
brain. I am the dude.
You kind of
Maybe
are
that's
the
why I
dude.
like White Russians. Maybe. What if I watch this again and I'm just like, oh my God, my life makes so much sense now.
There is a question a deciding question here is, what did you say to your dog when he peed on your rug?
I think I said, stop it. I don't know.
Maybe you're not the dude
Because
then.
you're the one person who doesn't love Big Lebowski.
Oh, is this yeah.
I was going to do that. I was going to, like, what is the one big line that you remember from this movie? Is that the one for you, Sam?
Yep. And in fact, I don't even know if I remember exactly how it's told. I just remember the intent.
That the rug just really held that room together.
Yeah.
For me, it's clearly you're not a golfer.
I don't remember that one, but I don't think
You'll
I've
remember it when you
seen-
see it.
Yeah, I'm sure I will. I don't think I've seen this in over 10 years, so.
Do you have one, Bret?
Well, I mean, it's got to be you're out of your element.
Oh, yes.
Oh, God, which is the theme of the entire 2016 election. Donnie,
No.
you are out of your element.
See, I have one, but it's not from the actual. You won't hear it in this version of the film. And it's one that I only know because Bryce quotes it because he saw it in the censored version of the film. But it's, this is what you get when you find a stranger in the Alps, Larry.
That's what you hear when you watch it on an airplane.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
That's
great.
amazing. That's like in Robin Hood Men in Tights, the
Yeah.
the
Your
censored version. And the crazy witch lady, she doesn't say her new last name, and they just cut to the sheriff being like, it's a good change. It's a good change. Like, what?
Yeah. So, of course, this is directed by Joel and Ethan Coen, the famous Coen brothers. So I would say we all generally love the Coen brothers. Is that pretty accurate?
It's accurate. Except for Burn After Reading was one I was not a fan of.
Okay.
I haven't seen that one.
Me neither.
I don't love every movie that they did.
Yeah.
But they just have this glorious way of painting characters. Just deep, rich, amazing original characters in everything that they do.
And every single one of their movies has this like nostalgia vibe of a time that never really existed.
Yes.
They create
That's
their
a
Or
good way
a
of saying
version
it.
of a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's strange.
Yeah.
And I think you said that they're like really unique characters, but they also usually feel very realistic as well.
because they're so
'Cause they're
fleshed out.
so-
They're
yeah.
so detailed.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say they're necessarily real, but
They're
very specific and unique and deep.
yeah. They're exaggerated to me.
Yeah.
Like they're
Yeah,
very
for sure.
believable, but in like a sort of dreamy type of way, you know? Like when you're dreaming and things are just a little bit off but still seem real. It's kind of what it is for me.
So rather than just like talking about the Coen brothers filmography, we're gonna do a game, and I need two people to play the game.
Me.
All right. Sam, you're playing? Who else is
I
playing?
might regret this.
Ash or Bret?
Do you need to have seen The Big Lebowski to play this game?
No, not at all.
Get in it, Ash.
Wait, I thought
All
you
right.
have seen it.
I have, but I
Okay.
don't remember. So I guess I should preface with I have seen this movie and I don't remember anything. Like
And
anything.
That's usually when I don't like a movie is when I don't
exactly.
remember
So
anything.
like in my mind, I've always been like, I don't like that movie because I don't remember anything. But I also think there were a series of films I saw when I think I was like an 18-year-old or whatever, where I think I was just too young to really appreciate.
That could be the case for this.
Yeah. So I've been wanting to see it again because I feel like I might get more out of it this time.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I don't. You can play the game, Bret. I played the Star Trek game.
I'm begging you, play the game because
Okay.
I am sick today. I'm barely here.
Oh no.
Barely
Okay.
hanging on. All right, so I did a little research and there's a bunch of them, but I went with Rolling Stone, who has a list of the top 10 best Coen Brothers movies as chosen by readers.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh,
so Ash, you're going to be odd. Sam, you're going to be even.
awesome.
And what I'm going to do,
Is this including their most recent one?
everything. Yeah.
Oh shit.
This might have come out before Hail Caesar.
Okay, that's what
I'll
I
just
meant.
say Hail Caesar's not on the list.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. All right. So, Ash, we'll start with you, and you're going to guess what is number 10.
Oh.
And if you get it right, you get 10 points. If you're one number off, I'll subtract 2 points for every number that you're off.
Can I look up at
Nope.
least titles?
Put your phone down.
I can't look up titles.
Nope. Number 10 best Coen Brothers movie.
I'm gonna guess number 10 was their first one, and I know it had blood in the name.
Do you want me to spot you? The whole title?
Yeah,
Blood Simple
Blood Simple.
was not number 10. It's number 7,
Oh,
which would get you 8, 6. So that gives you 4 points.
hey! By the time we get to number 1, aren't we gonna run out of movies and know what the movie is? Just logically,
Ash.
logic puzzle.
I don't think so.
Okay.
We'll see if it breaks. We'll see if it
Okay.
breaks. Actually, Ash, I just gave you number 10, so you're evens. Sam, your odds. What's number 9?
Oh.
The number 9 on the list of best Coen Brothers movies.
I'm gonna guess A Serious Man.
Oh, I bet that's a lot higher. I'm gonna guess that it's a lot higher.
Meaning it's better than 9?
Yeah.
Okay. Serious Man is not even on the list of top 10.
Oh no!
The fuck?
What?
We both lost.
So that's hard to scale
So did we
because
both lose?
if it was 11 or 12,
Apparently, they have a lot more movies than I.
Did
I
everybody
think I
just
know.
hate
got a lot.
that movie?
well, they don't hate it. They do have a lot of movies.
It-
You know, I remember
slow.
liking it,
It's
but
a
I
good-
also remember being like, I never need to see this again.
Yeah, that's how I
Yeah.
felt too. I mean,
Sam, I'm going to give you 4 points because we're going to assume that it's got to be 12 or 13 on this scale.
okay. Thanks.
So what is it really?
Gracious judge.
Or you're not telling us
It's
the answer.
not even on the list, so.
But you're
I
not
can't tell you.
telling us what it really is.
Oh, what number 9 is?
Yeah.
Well, if I tell you, then you won't
Gotcha.
guess it
Okay.
later. Yeah.
That's why I thought your logic puzzle
Okay.
was going to break.
So now we
Okay.
only know number 7.
So,
Right.
oh yeah, maybe I shouldn't have told you. All right, so Ash, number 8.
I have a really good guess for number 1.
Okay.
Number 8. Is it Burn After Reading? You know, I'm really like I think I know like 4 Coen brother film titles at this point.
You are 1 off.
Oh.
Burn After Reading is number 9, so
Oh.
that gets you 8 points.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh.
All right. Sam, number 7 might be my number 2.
Oh, okay. Then I'm going to guess that it
Poop?
is
Oh,
Hudsucker Proxy.
Oh, wait. Reset.
Oh, number
Wait,
7. Number 6, you mean?
Yeah, let's skip 7 and let's go to 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hudsucker Proxy.
Your Hudsucker Proxy, man, Hudsucker Proxy is not on the list, and that breaks my
What?
heart.
I forgot.
No.
That's like one of the best ones.
Yeah,
No.
I don't understand that.
Erg.
So I guess you get 0 points for that.
Can I rescind and say a different one? I'm just kidding. Don't let me cheat.
Or
but
do you want to hold it for another as we get further down the list?
I don't even think my other one is going to make the list.
I don't know. All right, Ash, number 5.
Hudsucker Proxy. Oh, I'm just kidding.
We just said Hudsucker's not on the list. Number 5, hands down, without a doubt, is my number 1.
Fargo?
No.
Oh, shit.
Can
that
I guess?
gets
Can I
you-
guess?
Hold on. Let me factor how many points she gets for that.
Go for the steal.
Oh.
That still gets you 4 points.
What's your favorite
I know.
one?
I know.
Do you want to guess, Sam?
Is it Raising Arizona?
Oh, fuck.
That's my number 2.
Oh.
Ooh.
No.
Ooh.
So
wait.
for me, the number 5 on this list, my number 1 is Miller's Crossing.
Oh.
I
I've never
could-
heard of that.
I could watch Miller's Crossing and then start it again and watch it over and over. It's a fucking brilliant. It's very under the radar. It's not a ton of fanfare,
Yeah, I've never seen it.
but just this melancholy, beautiful story. It's 1920s New York gangsters, the Irish mob.
Like Gangs of New York?
Gangs of New York, I think, was the late 1800s.
Yeah, you're right. 1800s.
Yeah, so think Tommy Guns and Al Capone.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it's like that Road to Perdition kind of theme.
Yes. And Road to Perdition, I've been thinking about that recently. I was reading some list of the best comic book movies, and Road to Perdition obviously was on that list.
That was
and,
a comic
So
book?
good.
Yeah.
That was a great movie.
And I really want to go back and watch that.
I mean,
That
the
wasn't a
look
Coen
and
Brothers
the
film.
acting.
No.
Okay.
No, and it wouldn't be because Miller's Crossing is the Coens' Road to Perdition.
Oh, okay.
You know, as they do these brilliant, like Bret was saying, like these different time periods, but they don't really go back. You know, once they've really explored a character in a time period, they're kind of done. All right, so we were at 5. So is it Sam's turn?
I kind of swooped in and
Yeah.
guessed again,
Made
so
a
I
guess.
don't know. You worked that one
Yeah,
out.
but you
good.
didn't get scaled on that. You
Okay.
didn't get points.
All right.
So number 4, best Coen Brothers movie, Sam. We're getting into the really good stuff now.
Yeah. I'm going to.
This one to me seems like a pretty obvious one.
I think I'm going to throw in Raising Arizona again.
No, that gets you 6 points because you were kind of close.
Okay.
Oh.
But no, that's not it. And I'm not going to tell you which one it is. We'll talk about that when we're done.
Okay.
All right, Ash, number 3. Getting in on
So we're
the.
skipping that one. Okay.
Yeah.
Number 3.
Can you think
what
of
was the
3
one?
more?
Yeah. No, what was the one you just said, Sam?
Raising Arizona.
Raising
Yeah, she
Arizona.
keeps
Okay.
trying Raising Arizona.
No, I think I've figured out your math puzzle. So I think I might have figured out how your point system works.
Because I explained to you how my point system
Did
works.
you? I don't know.
Yeah, you get 10 points if you nail it.
Uh-huh.
If you're 1 away, I subtract 2 points, and so on and so on.
Oh, well then yes, I've figured it out.
Because I
Both
just
on my
explained
own and on your own.
it. Okay.
So it's not that one. Wait, what was the one you just said?
Raising Arizona.
Raising Arizona. It's not that one.
Which, by the way, Raising Arizona is freaking brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
If you
guess.
watch Raising Arizona, it's got, I don't know, it's like a 10-minute intro before the opening credits. Like this whole prologue that is like takes forever, but it's beautiful and brilliant. And then the opening credits are like 10 minutes deep.
I'm gonna guess Big Lebowski.
As number 3,
Yeah.
No.
that gets
I
you.
think it was actually number 4 though. I'm just gonna put that out.
Oh, I think it's
Okay.
number 1. That's my guess.
So that gets you 6 points.
6.
Yeah, you were 2 off.
So I don't know up or down which way though, huh?
No.
Oh man.
All right, we're down to the last 2. Number 2, best Coen Brothers movie.
Oh.
Sam.
Is it? I hope I'm not misremembering this. Is it No Country for Old Men?
Oh shit, I forgot about. Wait.
That gets you 8 points. You were 1 away.
I forgot
that was
about
a
that
really
one.
good. Yeah.
Oh, man.
You were super close. That's about the best you could expect from a game like this. All right, Ash, number
Fargo.
1, according to Rolling Stone viewers who responded to this poll, completely scientific. Number 1 best Coen Brothers movie.
Stranger Things. Oh wait, no. Wrong brothers. Fargo. Fargo.
Fargo gets you 8 points. You were super close. You were super close.
I thought for sure Fargo would be number one.
All right. So now that we're done.
Was Barton Fink on this list?
No.
Hold on. So
No, it wasn't.
Or am I the only one that likes that movie?
I was going to guess that. I couldn't decide between that or Hudsucker Proxy. And I was like, Hudsucker Proxy, it's more mainstream. Barton Fink's really weird.
See, my guesses would have been number 2, Big Lebowski, number 1, Fargo.
All right. So Ash, you won 22-18.
Woo!
Damn.
And I only knew like 4 of them.
So number 10, True Grit.
Oh,
Okay.
shit.
And when we go through this, it's totally accurate, I think.
Yeah.
Number 9 is Burn After Reading.
Okay.
Number 8, the one you all forgot, Barton Fink.
Yay.
Oh, it is on the list.
Really? That made it above Hudsucker.
It's really good.
Damn. I
Yeah,
should've
Hudsucker's
guessed that
not even
instead
on
of
this list.
Hudsucker.
I bet
Yeah.
people just didn't realize that was a Coen Brothers film.
I
It's an
worship
early one.
Hudsucker, man.
Yeah.
It's a Coen Brothers, and it's also Sam Raimi. They work together on it. And
Oh.
it's, yeah.
Wow.
And it is very much both of them. You know, it feels like a Sam Raimi movie while also feeling like Coen's. All right, number 7. Number 7, we already know is
Seven?
Blood.
Steven.
7 is Blood Simple.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Number 6 is Raising Arizona.
What? I feel like that's a
Yeah.
little low, in my opinion.
I would rate it higher, but
Yeah.
yeah. Number 5, my favorite, Miller's Crossing.
Okay.
Number 4, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Oh, fuck. I
Son of
forgot
a
about
bitch,
that
that's like one of my favorite movies.
None
How
of
could
you
I
guessed.
do that?
Yep. Number 3, There Ain't No Country for Old Men.
Yeah.
Number 2 is Fargo.
Ah.
Oh, was
So,
I right?
yeah.
Was I right? Lebowski's
About-
one?
Big Lebowski is number 1.
Yeah, I knew it, but I didn't say it because I'm lame.
I don't know if I agree with that.
No, you're wrong.
Yeah.
What do you
I
not
think
agree with?
I would definitely
actually, I
put
think-
Fargo higher.
Oh, brother, where
Personally.
art thou's better?
Yeah, my personal preference would be different, but judging the populace, like what the world thinks, I think this list is pretty accurate.
Sure, popular vote. However,
But yeah, I would put Miller's Crossing up. I would put
I cannot
Raising Arizona.
believe I forgot. Oh, brother,
Hudsucker.
where art thou?
Yeah, Oh Brother is so
You know,
good.
that's another one I wasn't super fan of either.
Oh Brother?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It's a map.
I really want to watch that again.
Okay.
when's the last time you saw that one?
Well,
Because I could see not appreciating that one if it was like something you saw.
I think I don't like it because Tyler's dad loved it.
Oh,
Okay,
And would,
that-
like play it all the time.
That doesn't
That's
count.
not fair.
If you can't use your exes against the movies.
Yeah, but I can't help it if there's like negative memories attached to a thing.
True. But I feel like you have to give that caveat pretty upfront as opposed to I didn't like it. You have to be like, the circumstances in which I saw that movie were real shitty, so maybe I need to give it a second try.
oh, fishnets where
So-
art thou?
So when you take a dump on Alien, you have to preface it by saying that you've got a weird
Yeah.
aversion to aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but I've never seen it, so yeah. Oh,
We'll see.
there will be plenty for me to talk about, yes.
I also think, like, just a side note, like, not just that particular era in history is my least favorite.
Okay.
And so
Brother.
It's really like I still don't think
You
I
know,
would dig the film. If
I would
saw it
agree.
today.
Like the Dust Bowl is a boring area.
yeah, I don't.
Era.
I'm not a fan.
But amazing characters,
yeah.
amazing music, like that soundtrack from T-Bone Burnett, just like this masterpiece of selection of antiquated 1920s music,
Yeah, it's like old folk songs.
old timey material.
Yeah, and that song that they do in the movie.
Yeah, Man of Constant Sorrow.
Yeah, I was like, oh, like I wonder like where that came from. That's the best version of that song. Yeah,
Yeah,
like, I looked into it.
they
and I was
did
like,
a new version just for the movie.
Yeah, who did the originals? Whatever. There's a ton of covers of it, and they did a really good job in that movie.
Do not seek the treasure. I love that movie.
Yeah, it's like the Huckleberry Finn sort of era as well. Like,
Yeah.
I just that like like you say westerns bore you, like that
Yeah.
era bores me.
I don't-
It's not, I'm not really into
Is it Huckleberry Finn era or Depression era? Because
It's-
Huckleberry
I think
Finn's
it's
like
Depression.
late 1800s.
Yeah.
So this would be like 1930s is Depression era. Are there cars in it?
Yeah.
I can't. Okay, then yeah, it'd be Depression.
So I think it's interesting to compare Oh Brother and Big Lebowski because both of those are a very specific type of story, an archetype of a story told in the wrong time period. You know, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou is the voyage of Homer, the Odyssey, told in the Dust Bowl. And Big Lebowski is a film noir story told in 1990s LA,
What?
framed
It's
around
film
this
noir?
fucking slacker. Oh yeah, it's
Wow.
it's
Yeah.
100% a film noir story,
The themes
but
are there.
in
weird
the
that I-
wrong time and place.
That's weird that I didn't like it because I really like film noir.
I'm really kind of holding my breath here, thinking you're going to see this movie in a different light.
I hope so.
I hope
Yeah.
so too.
Because I absolutely love film noir. Especially, I like that idea of film noir like done nowadays. Like Brick is another fantastic
I still
example.
haven't seen that.
Oh my God.
Is that JGL?
Yes. Fucking amazing.
Yeah, I need to see that.
Oh my God. Talk
Oh
about
my God.
amazing music.
Yeah.
That movie has such a great soundtrack. And it's all, I think it's like mostly original scored pieces,
Okay.
but it's like high school murder mystery drama, but done in film noir style. And they even talk in film noir style.
Oh,
so they
interesting.
do the fast paced,
Okay.
sort of.
The
See, they don't-
transatlantic thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
They don't have that dialogue in this movie, but the structure of the story is very much
Right.
that. So yeah, I guess we're going to dive into it. We've got a huge list of stars. Of course, Jeff Bridges, Julianne Moore, John Goodman, Steve Buscemi. Buscemi. But I'm probably most excited about Sam Elliott in this movie. I worship what Sam Elliott does in this movie and cannot wait to see that again. So yeah, I know, what are we expecting? Sam, you've seen it, you loved it?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it, but I also saw it at a time when I hadn't seen a lot of films. So I think I am expecting to appreciate it a lot more for its more like technical and classical filmmaking-ness.
Okay.
So I'm expecting to like it even more on an artistic level.
Okay. What do you think, Brett?
This is one of those movies that I actually shouldn't like anymore, considering my past statements about people quoting things too much in high school. Because this is one of those ones
Yeah.
that was quoted a lot, and I think what's different about it is that it was never one of my favorite movies, but it's always been a really good movie to me. But I don't know if I've seen it in like this is definitely like. High school was the last time I actually watched this.
Yeah, it was probably us together.
So I'm looking forward to it. I really I remember the bowling scenes. I want to see lots of bowling.
Oh, the dream
Yeah.
sequence. Oh my God.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I think you should put extra bowling sound effects into this episode, Brett.
No, I already know what song
Extra
we're
on
gonna
top
sing.
of our normal bowling sound effects.
Yeah.
We're going to sing the song and it's going to be glorious.
So I'm quite sure I've seen this much more recently, and I just have no doubt in my mind that I'm still going to love this. I think it's still going to be great. I think it's interesting that this movie, I'd have to look it up. It must have come out within a year of Kingpin. And it always
Yes.
felt like there was the good bowling movie and the bad bowling movie.
Yeah.
And this was definitely the good bowling movie.
I thought
cannot
Kingpin was way
fucking watch
older.
Kingpin.
It looks way older. I want to say
Yeah.
that's like 94, 5.
It's painful, is
And
what it is.
I
It's
like-
a painful experience.
No, there's good stuff in Kingpin.
I like Woody Harrelson, but like, dang, that was a rough movie though.
It's a hard watch.
Okay, that was 96, 2 years before.
Bam! Bam! How many
Lebowski.
points do I
Yeah.
get for that?
So yeah, I expect I'm still gonna love it. So Ash, you're the question here.
I am.
So what do you expect? Do you think you're just gonna still not like it? Do you have some hope?
I really wish I could tell you, because like I said, I have no memory of this film. All I really know is that Jeff Bridges wears a robe and drinks White Russians and says dude a lot. Or his name is the dude? Something.
Number 2.
Okay.
Basically just like Tron, except without the computers.
Oh, is it? Oh, then I'll love it.
What? Stop misleading.
So I don't really know very much, but I love John Goodman's in it, right?
Yeah.
I love John Goodman. I love
Yeah, he's one of the go-to Coen guys.
Yeah.
Also, John Turturro.
And I love Buscemi.
Yeah.
So I want to really like this movie, because I see people passionately love this movie, and I see them have like fun like themed parties, and I'm like, I want to like this thing, but I don't remember anything except I seem to remember maybe a car exploding at the end. Now that I really think about it, I think I remember a car exploding.
There's something with
Yeah,
the
I'm not
car.
placing
I can't
that.
remember what happens.
And I just remember that they're like always hanging out at like the diner at the bowling alley, eating the shitty. You gotta like, really, like that's where you're fucking eating food.
This is a spotty ass memory. Like,
It's really bad.
you're
This is
kind
all-
of sort of in the neighborhood of stuff that happens in this
I know.
movie.
Well, I thought it would be interesting to let you know what my memory says this movie's about, but that's all I remember.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
let's fix that. Let's
Okay.
get the Big Lebowski fresher in your memory. So you can find it on HBO Go. It's not on Netflix in the US. I'm pretty sure it's on your iTunes and Google Plays. But we're going to rewatch Big Lebowski and see how we feel about it.
La 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 la
La la la la la la. So we just rewatched The Big Lebowski.
Yeah.
Ooh. It's hard to think of things to say when it's a really, really good movie. Oh,
All right, you were
interesting.
No, I really, really enjoyed the movie, but the movie ended and the cowboy guy's like, well, that wraps everything up. And I was like, does it? I don't think so. No, it doesn't.
I did kind of feel that way too. Bret, stop.
Like he's now being framed for stealing $1 million, and like his friend died. And I think his life is worse in the end than it was in the beginning.
Yeah, they never fixed his apartment.
Yeah, like there's so many things. Apparently he has a baby. Like they never wrapped up.
Hey, he's just helping her conceive, man.
He's just his,
They ne-
his fucking lady friend.
He's not a special lady.
They never wrapped up Jesus pedophile. Like what? It seemed like there was going to be a big bull off, you know?
It's not that kind of movie.
I guess.
It was
No,
a
I
very nihilist kind of movie. In the end, nothing mattered.
That's true.
I think that's all okay because I could spend the entire rest of my life just sitting there while Sam Elliott talks at me.
Yeah.
I just want to listen to that guy talk forever.
My favorite part though is when he's like, well, I lost track of where it was.
Lost my train of thought.
Yeah.
There's a man in every that defines his time and place.
So good.
We're talking about the dude here.
But like I don't understand. He calls him a hero, and I just don't understand how he's a hero at all.
He's the hero of the story.
He solved the crime.
Yeah.
He's taking her easy for all us sinners.
So
I
I
love it.
forgot that Philip Seymour Hoffman was in this.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And brilliant
Yeah.
in this.
I
so
feel like
amazing.
At the end of the day, he might have been my favorite character, as small as his part was.
I also had a favorite character whose part was small, and that was Donnie.
Yes.
It's just so
The
great.
confused Steve Buscemi is glorious. When that tracking shot of where Jesus is just like staring them down,
Yeah.
and it
he
tracks-
turns around.
yeah, and then Jesus does that kissy face, and that change in Donnie's eyes where he just gets confused, like what? That's just so much brilliance in that performance.
Or there's just the one part where he's like, "Why can't you drive on Shabbos?" or whatever.
Yeah. The world does not stop and start for you, Donnie.
Oh man.
That
It's
was
like-
almost my favorite quote. Was the "Nobody fucks with the Jesus."
I think there's a Jesus pop vinyl
Really?
that
Oh
Yes,
Yeah.
really?
there is. I've seen
Oh
it.
man.
I kind of need to get the Jesus pop vinyl.
That's amazing. I think my favorite part in the movie was like his like slow mo intro with the Hotel California. Oh
Licking the ball.
yeah, so great.
I like the where he's saying like when he moved into Hollywood, he had to go door to door and tell everybody he's a sex offender.
Yeah.
And just that moment where the guy answers the door, he opens his mouth, and then it cuts away.
Yeah.
Brilliant. But speaking of Donnie, like it's heart-wrenching that moment where Donnie's rolling strikes the whole movie, and the one time he misses one pin, and he has this little moment of like, whoa, and then that's when he dies
Oh.
right after.
I didn't notice he was rolling strikes the whole movie.
Yeah, I caught that
that's-
this time around too. I was just like, that is a
Oh.
great callback.
And it's just this heartbreaking moment, like something was about to happen,
Oh.
the way that hit him so hard.
See, for me, it came out of left field.
Yeah.
Him dying.
Well, I think it's a difference between having seen it a few times before and knowing what's next, and then identifying that as a foreshadowing thing.
Yeah.
I think the heartbreaking thing was Walter, and like in the moment of true crisis, he suddenly like knew exactly what to do and like was very
Yeah.
put together.
Well, I thought you were gonna say when he was finally just like, "I'm sorry, dude." Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's
that
deflated.
too.
He's no longer like feeding all that bullshit. He's just, I'm
Yeah.
just sorry.
He's beat down.
I feel like I've met both Walter and Donnie out in the wilds of real life.
And not the dude. You've definitely met the dude.
And I'm pretty sure Jeff Bridges just is the dude in real life. I've
I
heard
don't think so.
stories I've heard stories. Anyway, but like you've met those people and they're just aggravating people.
I enjoy like you see characters like this in movies and they're super fun in a movie, but if you stop and think about it, if I met these people in real life,
You just
would drive me fucking crazy.
like we all know a person who fucking comes in mid conversation is like, "What? What is it? What?" And it's all just like, "Oh god."
Wondered like a child.
Yeah.
I'm
it's-
gonna be quoting the movie now.
Ah, you're the person in high school. You're the person
I think about
we
that
hate.
for
me.
like as much as I love Community, if I knew Abed in real life, he would drive me
Oh, yeah.
fucking crazy.
Totally.
I would not be able to tolerate him.
Or like another great example is Big Bang Theory. Like Sheldon Cooper in real life would be the worst
Yeah.
person you've ever met. But it's just like it just feels like the dude has met these people and they're just inconvenient friends at this point. And he's just like, I don't fucking have anyone else, so I'll just put up with their bullshit.
It's the bowling league.
They were bowling when he was bowling.
Yeah.
I guess.
I don't know. I think I get this sense of real friendship, but I think it comes from a place of more like the dude knows that he's flawed and they accept his flaws, so he accepts his friend's flaws.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's something kind of beautiful about that.
It kind of dips away here and there, but like when the Coen brothers want to make a shot look good, like
Mhm.
Yeah.
Holy shit, man.
The shot of the beach bonfire was amazing.
Oh yeah.
Just the whole opening when they're introducing the bowling alley.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
everything is just meticulously composed and
Oh yeah.
gorgeous.
Well, even before that, the first opening where we're following the tumbleweed from the desert into
Yeah.
LA. And it's like, if you think about it, that's kind of the real geography there. You're in the desert, you go over a hill, and there's the, cancerous metropolis of Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And just following the tumbleweed through that was pretty awesome. And I am completely in love with that tracking shot of Jesus staring them down.
Or there's even that shot of his, like, there's the shot of his finger, like, pointing up in the air after he, like, did a strike. And they did this, like, shot where they twirled around it and then whip pan to them sitting and watching him.
That you had to go back because it looked like it was one single shot.
It's not,
but they did a really convincing blend.
Yeah. Because I was like, how the fuck do you get that shot in real life?
They had a couple of those. The transition from his hallucination into the running on the highway, where it was like, okay, totally green screen fake, and then oh wait, no, they pulled that off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Totally.
I think it was green screen, but the way it finished, the way like the cop car comes up behind him, and they had practical red and blue lights on him on the green screen, it looked so real. But in the beginning of the shot, you could tell it was green screen.
Yeah, it almost felt like they somehow transitioned it from the green screen into like a real shot.
Yeah.
Like it was pretty good.
And that's Roger Deakins. Like, that guy is known as one of the best cinematographers.
Yeah.
And you see it here.
I forgot that this was Roger Deakins.
Yeah. I think he's done most of the Coen brothers movies after
Yeah.
who's the guy who he directed Men in Black? He used to be the Coen's DP. But
I don't know.
Started with that guy, and then he became a director, and then switched to Roger Deakins, which I think is even better.
That guy knows his shit, man.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping, though, that the film, and maybe it's just because you said film noir, I was hoping that it would be lit more film noir.
Oh.
Yeah, there were like one or two scenes where they actually went for it.
Yeah.
But I think that's the beauty of it. It's that it is the structure of film noir without being shot like it, without having the characters.
Mm-hmm.
Although Julianne Moore kind of talked
she's
like a film
straight out
noir.
of- and so was the rich dude who drugged him.
Oh, yeah,
Also
Jackie
was
Treehorn.
talked very much.
He treats objects like women.
And then he actually has that run in with the real detective.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that really tipped it to more film noir.
I was just going to say, I never realized how film noir it was. Like, in its whole setup and the whole mystery of it until you called it out tonight.
Yeah, because like if you hadn't have said that, I would have just watched it as like a weird, quirky movie, and now it's like that plus the noir elements.
Well, it grounds it.
Yeah, it makes more sense that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd love to see more stuff like that, where you take one genre and then just completely put it into a different time and place.
Dude, you gotta see Brick. You gotta.
Yeah,
see
I'll
Brick.
check it out. But also like Firefly, because Firefly is a Western,
Yeah.
but it looks like a Star Trek sci-fi show. Yeah, stuff like that is really great.
Did you guys notice how many times you see Jeff Bridges' midriff in this movie?
A lot.
So many times.
I kept thinking, you never saw anything, but it looked like the way he was dressing, it's like he's so not wearing underwear.
Oh,
Like,
right.
have you ever
yeah.
seen dudes like that where they just kind of kick back and you can see
you're like,
right up
please?
their shorts and
You're
you're
like,
seeing
oh, God.
balls? Like, I was expecting that at any moment with him.
Yeah. Oh man. And he was like wearing jelly sandals.
I
Yeah.
love that.
So
And
hilarious.
like t-shirts and work shirts from like shit that he obviously doesn't care about. Like
yeah.
one I think was a sod company, like a landscape company.
Oh really?
And it's like those sorts of dudes exist. They just grab whatever is at the
Whatever,
thrift store
yeah.
that fits.
Totally.
Yeah.
I think fits is a relative term.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know why this just popped in my head, but I think one of my favorite lines is when Walter's like, Chinaman is not the correct after
Yeah.
using it.
And
And
by the way, dude,
Chinaman is
yeah,
and then
it's not the correct nomenclature.
the rich man.
Yeah, then the rich
Uses
man
it.
uses it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that where, and this I think is one of the subtle, brilliant things about this movie. The dude will hear something and not completely understand it and then try to use it later.
I know
Yeah.
exactly what you're talking about.
He sees Bush on the TV talking about how this aggression will not stand in Iraq. And then later he's talking to somebody. He's like, man, this aggression will not stand. Or when she's doing that thing of like, some people don't like to say the word vagina.
Yeah.
Later she says beaver picture. And he's like, do you mean vagina?
Or in the parlance of our times.
Yes, in the parlance of our times, that was brilliant. Yeah. Like you could tell he didn't quite understand what that means, but he's trying to put it into
trying to
a
sound
sentence.
smart.
Yeah.
More on that, like the dude's character is just this awesome, like coincidental happenstance of shit magically going right for him. Like
Did
Or
it?
wrong.
or
Did
wrong.
it go right?
But like predicting right away that she wasn't actually kidnapped. And like
But he
know-
didn't actually predict that. Walter did.
no, he
No,
did.
I think he did. I think
did
the
in
dude
the
said it
very
first,
beginning.
and Walter latched on to the
Gotcha.
idea.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're
And-
right.
And then he's the one that was like, they never gave us the money in the first place.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Let's.
He kind of Mr. Magoo's his way through the whole movie.
yeah.
He did.
Yeah. Which is okay. So did Indiana Jones.
Mr. Magoo. Wait a minute. Now, I don't know.
I wouldn't,
That's
well, maybe not
fair.
quite Mr. Magoo,
No.
but
Were you the
he was
one, Nick, that
completely
said
ineffective.
Indiana Jones, fuck, what's that? Like
The one with the Nazis.
Yeah,
Wait,
what-
they're all with Nazis.
Yeah,
Hold
were,
on.
Were you the
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah.
Everything that happens in the movie would have happened if Indiana Jones was not there.
one? Exactly.
He had absolutely no effect on the passage of events.
That kind of feels that way about this movie.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
she
Yeah, it's
would've-
like at the end, you're just like, well, that wraps everything up. Well, okay, maybe, but he didn't really. He was like this innocent bystander that's just like standing on the street corner while a car slams into him.
Did they ever get the money back from that kid? I don't even remember.
Dude, he never
The
had
kid never had
There
the
was no
money.
money.
Oh, right.
It was a ringer for a ringer.
But he had the suitcase.
Yeah, how much is that suitcase worth?
Oh, so speaking of the kid in the suitcase and fucking a stranger in the ass, I loved how like brilliantly they set up that irony there. Like
The what?
they set up the irony of that scene. Like Walter's trying to show the kid what happens when you screw over a stranger
Oh,
while he is screwing
right.
over a stranger completely unrelated to his situation.
And then
That is what it looks like when you fuck a stranger in the ass.
Yes.
and does exactly the same thing and beats up the car that is Walter's car. Oh, it's great.
It's just brilliant. Like it's so simple but so brilliant.
I didn't even think about that. I was too busy replacing the words with this is when you find a stranger in the Alps over and thinking about how like even funnier that scene would be if that was when he was screaming. But I love another really great touch is the button at the end of that scene where it just cuts to them with In-N-Out burgers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
In the broken car.
With no windshield and
Yeah.
the wind just blowing in the car.
Oh man. We were watching it and Bryce was watching it with us and he said, "Is this the origin of Dude, Where's Your Car?" Cuz
Oh, yeah.
at one
Dude,
point
where's your car?
Where's your
Walter
car, dude?
says that. Yeah.
Yeah, so somebody was watching this movie and they're like, I've got it.
A whole movie.
So yeah, this movie is filled with so many brilliant performances. Philip Seymour Hoffman, of course, was just perfect with what he
Yeah.
was doing. But then so many, Steve Buscemi was amazing, John Goodman, but even like the really small parts, like Flea as one of the nihilists.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
That was Flea?
Yeah, the
I
one who
didn't
got
know that.
nailed with the bowling ball during the fight.
Oh,
and the way
man.
he's crawling in pain on the ground
So
with his
good.
butt crack sticking out. I love that.
Wow.
And Peter Stormare is the other nihilist. Just this weird, creepy German dude.
I love how they look like an album cover when they walk out with the car on fire. I was right. There was a car on fire.
You were right. There's a car on fire. Yeah.
It's just hilarious how every time they repeated, "We will fuck you," like it gets less threatening.
No funny stuff.
And Walter just totally calls them out on their shit and like beats the crap out of them.
All
Yeah.
three of them.
And
Yeah, he
Mike
was just
Tyson, his
activated.
ear.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
But
like
also-
a staple of the Coen movies too. Is like one moment of like horrifying gore.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
It is. Except, is there horrifying gore in Hudsucker?
I mean, as
And he
kid-friendly as
jumps
that
out of
is-
the window.
Yeah, that guy kills himself.
Oh, I forgot.
spoilers.
Spoilers. Spoilers.
Well, it was in the beginning.
Oh.
So you didn't like Hail Caesar?
No, I did. I'm just saying it would have made it more exciting. Gore makes everything more exciting.
Yeah.
I also enjoy random acts of gore. If you look at my
Then maybe you
Work.
should see Old Man Logan. Yeah, the dance number in Hail Caesar was
I thought you were going to say
amazing.
the dance number in Logan. It was amazing.
Yeah, there's so much good stuff in Hail Caesar.
Yeah.
I guess
Oh,
we shouldn't
man.
say too much about it because it would
Yeah.
be spoilers.
Spoilers.
But also David Thewlis, who I despise, but he was brilliant. The just the weird, creepy guy in her apartment who is like laughing,
Yes.
and the dude was like,
Oh.
"Who is this guy?" I despise that guy, but him as that character was so perfect as just the annoying little guy in the corner, ramping up the tension in the scene.
Why do you despise him?
I don't know. Like everything I see him in, he's just this uncomfortable, creepy.
So he's acting well. He's doing a good job.
Maybe, but every role that he plays is this uncomfortable, creepy dude that
So he
I
gets
don't like.
typecast.
Yeah,
Is that
he
what
is.
you're saying?
Yeah, maybe,
This is not his fault, Nick.
maybe.
I think Nick's worried that he might not be acting.
Yeah, I don't enjoy that
That
dude.
mustache is not penciled.
Yeah, but I don't know. Is there any like? There's so many small, little, brilliant nuggets in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's easy to
Like-
forget it too when you haven't seen it for a while.
Yeah,
And it's just like
Yeah.
it's a movie that I could watch over and over again.
I think I forgot most of it because it is
clearly.
kind of complicated. Like
Yeah.
there is like it's weird. It's complicated and it's not all at the same time.
It's complicated shit, man. There's a lot of players. New shit has come to light.
I think because it's a complicated weaving story that isn't as linear as you would expect it to be, but the characters are so like fleshed out. They just feel effortless, and I think that's where it feels simple, but it's not. Like it's so expertly written, and the characters are so expertly acted. It feels natural.
It's one of my favorite things about Coen stuff in general. But this one, it was like really highlighted, is that the storylines that none of them really intersect too much except for the main plot line. You know, like the bowling alley. When they go back, everyone else at the bowling alley, like there's a storyline going on there, and the rest of the people don't know about what they're
They
doing.
don't know about the ransom
Yeah.
or anything.
And like a lot of modern movies feel so small in that like every single character on screen is part of the main plot.
Yeah.
And it's like the world doesn't exist outside of the movie.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's even like that scene after he's like waved the gun at Walter's like pulled the gun on Smokey and they're in the parking lot and in the background the cops are pulling up. And it's like you can just imagine what's going on inside the bowling alley. But it's just totally in the background, you know?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
not
and the dude kind of notices, and Walter's like, "Calmer than you."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny, like this is a common problem that I've had with a lot of modern films of like the world's feeling small. And I've until you've pointed this out, I've never thought that could be part of the problem.
Oh yeah, that's a huge problem.
Yeah.
And weirdly, it's like I hate to point a direct finger, but I feel like it's kind of the Marvelization of movies.
Absolutely.
Maybe a bit.
Yeah.
I feel like I see it in animation a lot more.
Yeah, I was thinking animation too because, films like Pixar, I'm not saying they're not good, but they're very focused. And,
And I think you kind of have to be when you're creating all your assets,
Yeah, totally.
But it's definitely other stuff too. What's the TV show with Spader that you love?
No.
Blacklist?
Blacklist
Blacklist?
sounds right.
Yeah. I haven't watched that in a long time.
And I only saw the first episode, but it bummed me out. Everybody was somehow tied up into this. Even the main character, was she a cop, I think? But then at the end of the first episode, they were saying like her boyfriend or fiance was also somehow related to all this bullshit.
Yeah.
And it's like, come on. Like, you can't tie every single person in this world to this one small scenario.
Mm-hmm. But isn't everybody in this movie tied to this one small scenario, though?
No, and I think that's the point Bret's making. Like, Jesus has no idea about the ransom. Right? There's bowling alley shit that has
he's
nothing to
still-
do with ransom shit.
Bunny has no idea.
Oh, you're
about the
saying
ransom.
the plot. I see, not the characters. Because he's
Yeah,
involved
there's
with
a
the
bigger
characters.
world beyond,
Gotcha. Yeah.
just not everybody in the entire planet is focused on this one thing.
Yeah.
I brought it up when we were watching the film, but I recently saw the movie The Nice Guys that you recommended.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's a lot of similarities between that film and this film. And I feel like sort of the same thing where there's like a lot of characters that they happen upon that are kind of doing their own thing
Yeah.
and aren't necessarily wrapped up in the thing that they're wrapped up into.
Yeah, they're both kind of fun in that there's somebody investigating a crime who's not particularly good at it.
And is basically the reluctant hero because they don't want to be, Ryan Gosling in The Nice Guys doesn't want to be involved
Yeah.
necessarily, at least at first.
Yeah. So, best Steve Buscemi performance, is it this or Fargo?
Oh, come on.
Because those are your choices.
That's easy.
Con Air.
It's pretty good.
It's totally Fargo, right?
Yeah, he's pretty fucking great in Fargo.
He's so good in Fargo.
I
Yeah.
think because he has a bigger part in Fargo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what takes it. But the subtlety is so great in this movie. Like
Yes.
you remember his character, but then when you rewatch it, you're like, he's really not in a lot of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the end, Walter's like, he loved the outdoors and he surfed. And I was like, really?
He surfed?
Yeah. Like, I didn't know any of this.
Yeah. But I would also once again recommend Miller's Crossing because he's amazing in that as well.
Oh.
He's
Yeah.
in that as well. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, I love how you see a handful of regular Coen actors. Wearing Hudsucker is the Big Lebowski.
Well, that's what another thing that I really like about Wes Anderson. He's another director that like uses the same people over and over again.
Yeah.
And I find it charming,
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a theater repertory, like a company of players who all come in on the same thing. It's like, okay, what's Bill Murray doing in this one? What's Owen Wilson doing in this one? Yeah. And here you have your John Goodman, your John Turturro, Steve Buscemi, people like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John Goodman's also in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
He's in like a lot of them.
Oh, yeah.
Barton
'cause he's-
Fink.
Oh, that's right. Was he in Raising Arizona?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's one of the escaped convicts.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, yeah. I don't know
Yeah.
if I've ever seen that movie.
I remember trying to watch Barton Fink and Blood Simple and neither of them working for me a long time ago. So I need to go back and check them out again.
Pretty dated at this point.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Barton Fink's a weird movie because it follows a story pattern that no one does, which is like, Nick, you're always talking about shit that's slow burn. That's like the fucking slowest burn movie.
Yeah.
So long, but like because you're in for all of it, like, you know, as stuff happens near the end of the movie, it's just like it's that much more satisfying than if it was action packed the whole time, I think.
That's how I feel about There Will Be Blood.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't just jump to the end of that.
You couldn't just jump to the blood. They told you there will be.
Yeah, that one's super slow burn, but those characters are so rich and so solid.
Yeah.
I mean, that movie in my memory is like a painting. Just it's beautiful.
So Sam, you said at the beginning of this movie that I was the dude, and I think that you're right. After watching,
Bret.
Was it Bret?
That doesn't track at all. What the fuck are you people talking about?
He loves bubble baths with candles. He's obsessed with rugs, which Sam knows I've been obsessed with rugs.
Right.
Very obsessed.
They do tie the room together.
You don't go by your actual name.
Yeah. I also dress like that on Wednesdays and often don't know what day it is. And I really liked his sweater and would wear that.
How do you feel about White Russians?
I love white. You mean Caucasians? I love Caucasians. I'm fully and after I finished watching the movie, I opened my Christmas present for my mom, or Christmas present, birthday. See, I don't even know what time of the year it is.
Birthday. That makes so much more sense. When you said Christmas earlier, I was like, ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Like 4 months
Because
late.
Ash was identifying with the Jesus.
I was. Anyway, she sent me a robe, so the transformation is complete.
Yes. You just need to put some sunglasses on.
How do you feel about the Eagles?
You know, actually, I don't mind the Eagles.
Okay.
I
Deal breaker.
I'm all right with the Eagles.
How do you feel about Creedence?
Yeah, they're good.
All right.
Yeah.
Tracks.
How do I feel about whale sounds? Not a huge fan. Wouldn't just listen to them. Nah.
Audio recordings of bowling matches.
Yeah. Odd things to listen to.
So I guess we should kind of put in our final thoughts here. And I'll say that I am not the least bit surprised by my reaction to this.
You hated it?
No. It was exactly what I expected. It's still awesome. I still want to wrap myself in Sam Elliott like a blanket and just have him talk to me for the rest of my life.
I still don't understand his character. Because like
the narrator.
But he says in the beginning that he's seen some crazy shit, but he literally only talked to him twice and he didn't see any of the crazy shit.
He's God.
As the narrator, he saw the events in the entire movie, just as we did.
I mean, I guess. I guess.
That's how the narrator works. I'm in love with weird structure for narrators. So this, brilliant. Another one that I love is Disney's animated Tarzan. And the soundtrack is all these Phil Collins songs, but Phil Collins is basically the narrator as he's singing these songs. I love that.
Interesting.
And in Little Shop of Horrors, the chorus, the three women who are singing through the whole thing.
The doo-up girls.
Basically playing the role of the narrator. I love weird narrator structure. And fucking Sam Elliott. I could listen to that dude read the dictionary.
I guess I just wish he was like in it more. You know, like I like what you're saying, but I don't feel like you can call him a narrator when he literally just talked in the beginning and like he was like not really fulfilling that role like the doo-wop girls are. You know, they come in several times, or like you're saying with Phil Collins, like he's throughout the whole piece. But this guy felt very much like bookends that just kind of come in, and he didn't feel like an integrated part of the whole movie.
That's very film noir, I feel. Like it's the setup.
That's true.
And then it wraps it up. And I think it was kind of playing into that.
But I
It's-
just think it would have been fun if he like, was throughout the whole piece. Like, what's the movie? Is it something
you wanted
about?
Arrested Development.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like that's another one. Jonathan Richman, who's singing
Yes.
the songs in There's Something About Mary.
Yes. Yeah.
He's like in the tree.
Yeah, I love that.
Yes. But I think this works for me because we can see what form this would have taken in a normal movie, but they're doing a gonzo twist on it.
I guess, but he just like breaks the fourth wall by talking to the character. So
That's
I'm
the
like,
gonzo twist, and I love it. The narrator isn't supposed to walk on screen
yeah.
and talk to the characters. That's ridiculous.
Well,
and
and
that's
they-
why it's so great.
The way that exactly this thing normally would have played out in like a less fun and wacky way is just like one of those full circle flashback things where it's the dude and him sitting at the bar and he's just telling the story and he's like, and that's what happened. And like, this was, it was basically that structure, but
Yeah, if
Yeah.
you wanted it to have a grounded structure, you would do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think they wanted it to have a normal grounded structure.
but they did it anyway, but they avoided that nightmare.
Yeah.
I think part of my problem with it is like at the end, the person behind the counter is talking to the dude and he's like, "Hey, I'm sorry about your friend dying."
Yeah.
And then we pan over and we see him, the narrator dude, and all of a sudden the dude's like, "Hey, how's it go?" And, like he just flips on a dime, and I don't know, it just didn't feel. It felt
He's
kind of
taking her
like
easy.
shoehorned in my opinion.
I want to throw this out here again in a more serious tone. Is this a nihilist movie?
I think you're right, though.
Meaning
think
the
it might
dude is a
be.
nihilist?
Meaning that the whole tone and moral of the movie is that nothing matters.
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
can't really see another moral.
It's
Like-
all meaningless.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you
you're
get up and you deal with some bullshit and it never just doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Those joke characters were actually the main characters.
Well, isn't that the moment with when they're hugging after spreading the ashes too? Someone else brought this up earlier, saying like that was the moment where Walter was real, and he's
Yeah.
like saying like just fuck it.
Fuck
Like,
it. Let's go bowling.
It does seem like that's the moral of the story.
Fuck it. Let's
fuck
go
it.
bowling.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's go bowling.
And I think there's a lot to that.
Maybe that's what they did with the narrator. They're just like, just fuck it.
Fuck it.
But-
Put him in the bowling alley.
But fuck it, let's go bowling. Like on a like more existential sort of level is like you could do some crazy shit and like guys come at you with swords and nobody gets stabbed, nobody gets shot, and you die of a heart attack. Like do what you love because
Yeah, every step of the way, that was always the right answer for the problem.
yeah.
Was fuck it, let's go bowling.
And also, like the person in the film who's supposed to be the rich, successful guy ends up not actually being the rich, successful guy.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
he's like, what's a man? Like, making himself seem like he's the man, and he's like,
Strong men
Yeah.
also cry. Strong men also cry.
but in reality, like, he's not really what he's portraying.
Yeah. He's
And
a
so it-
fraud.
Yeah, at the end of the day, like he was no better than the dude, even though he was trying to make himself seem
And-
that way.
Not only that, like the dude had so much more over that guy because he, like, if you think about it, the dude had control over his own life and like people that he loved and a passion, and like the rich dude was living off of an allowance from his daughter. The people
Yeah.
he was surrounded with he didn't like, and he was disabled and couldn't get around on his own. Like
Both
powerless.
Lebowskis were broke, unemployed losers,
Yeah.
yeah.
and only one of them was happy, and it was
Is it-
the dude.
Is it a Buddhist film? Because
Yeah.
The
because
one who was
desire
true.
leads to suffering. Yeah.
Yeah, and he didn't seem to care when his house, I mean, he cared a little bit when his house was fucked up, but he was also like, fuck it, I'll fuck this lady and get high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was something adorable about how, he's upset about the rug. He's upset about a few things. But when somebody just, beats the shit out of him, he's like,
Yeah.
no big deal.
So I have this weird question that I can't help wondering every time I see a scene where an actor gets their head dunked in a toilet. Do you think that it's a real toilet that they're getting their head dunked
same
in?
thought. God,
Do they
I
just
hope
like
not.
do they clean the shit out of the toilet, or is it like a fake toilet?
I would assume it's a real toilet, brand new, that has been
Where did
artificially
they get
aged.
a brand new pink toilet in 1998?
Art
Oh,
department.
come on. You could totally get that.
Art department.
And how do you know that hasn't been used, Brett?
Yeah. I mean, like,
You
I
don't
can find
know.
a pink used toilet, but like new, guaranteed not to give your star actor
Never
pink eye.
shit
Like,
in. Yeah.
I'm so in love with that. Where's the money, Lebowski? And he says, it's down there somewhere. Let me take another look. I'm so in love with that.
From like moment one, that's his reaction. It's great.
Yeah.
yeah.
Does this house look like I'm married?
Yeah. The toilet seat was up, man.
Yeah.
So Nick, you liked it.
I liked it. What do you
Oh,
think,
yeah.
Brett? What are your thoughts?
I liked it, but this is the first time I've watched it with a decade of film knowledge that I didn't have the last time I saw this. And it's fun because I used to like it because it was dumb and jokey and had catchy one-liners. And now I really like it for those reasons and all of the really awesome cinematography stuff and like I said, the world building and the characters and the side characters, everything's awesome about this movie. And I don't know, yeah, hasn't diminished my appreciation for the Coen Brothers movies any.
Excellent. And Sam?
I loved it so much more than I remember.
Nice.
Like what Brett said, like I can just really appreciate it for the filmmaking and the cinematography, and I liked the quirkiness of the characters, 10 years ago, but I didn't really appreciate like how brilliantly they were written and acted. And
It's the difference of as a kid, we're like, that was random. And now it's like, that wasn't random at all. That was awesome.
yeah, no, it's not random,
And that is such a great that is such a great combination. You can write a character brilliantly. You can perform a character brilliantly. But what we saw here was both firing on all cylinders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Ash, your final thoughts as the one who
The
might
wild
not have
card.
liked it?
I abide.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Awesome.
I'm not a fan of the ending. I felt like it kind of loses its way in the end, but I really enjoyed it and I thought it was super funny. And they have like this style of humor that you just don't really see very often, where it's 100% situational comedy. And I think situational comedy is actually like the highest form of comedy because I think it's actually the hardest form of comedy to write. I think anybody can write jokes, but situational comedy is just fucking genius and they're very good at it.
Very
Clearly.
Yeah.
More on your ending note, I kind of feel like it's a common Coen Brothers
Yeah, they
thing
do have
to
weird
end.
endings.
Yeah, their endings are usually they're not always tied up in a pretty little bow. They always kind of leave you wanting more. Like you didn't like there was more that you wanted to watch.
It's a strange, like, it's more about the journey vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
But
Yeah,
that's
I
weird
kinda-
in movies.
I felt the same way with the ending to Hail Caesar, where I'll try not to spoil it or anything, but I just felt very much where I was like, this didn't feel like it wrapped up very well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's true of a lot of their movies, but not all.
True.
Yeah.
I definitely think Raising Arizona has a very solid ending.
Yes.
Yeah, I
HUD
feel
Soccer
like-
for sure. And Oh Brother, I think, has a good solid ending.
Yeah.
But
like
there are some weird
Serious
ones.
Man.
Yeah, Serious Man. Yeah, that's
Serious
weird.
Man is probably one of their most abrupt.
Yeah.
Really?
I thought it was like super solid, but it was
Yeah,
You had to know, I guess, more about what was actually going on.
Yeah, I didn't get it until Bret explained it because
Maybe I need him to explain it to me.
Yeah, I thought it was a really powerful ending.
I did.
Serious Man.
It's just spoilers if you haven't seen this podcast, listeners. But yeah, it's just
You hadn't seen the podcast?
If you hadn't seen it,
Serious Man.
podcast listeners.
Oh.
But it was like I can't remember the name.
Book of Job.
Is it Book of Job? I don't know. Well, it's but anyway, like the God is tempting this guy, and he does the right thing the whole movie, and it's basically like what is presented as his last opportunity, and like the thing that would pass the test, and then he does the wrong thing, and everyone gets fucked.
It not so much that everyone gets fucked, but like he loses everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's just like that
Okay.
was. Yeah. Anyway, in that context, it felt like a good ending, but
Yeah.
it was super abrupt.
It was abrupt, but if you knew the Bible story, you knew what happened next. Like he loses his son, and like
Which I did not know the Bible story.
I didn't either until
Also,
Bret
it's
told
Jewish,
it to me.
and I don't know if like it's different if for like if it's actually a different story or not. But it's like so closely parallels.
We'll have
I
to-
didn't know the Bible story, and I still got the ending. So
Fair
there.
enough. You understood it, and I didn't.
It definitely wasn't my favorite.
Yeah,
Man, I always forget that they did No Country.
yeah,
We should really
Yeah.
watch that.
yeah. That was a wonky ending too.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't remember how it ends.
I've never seen it all the way through, but I've had to like watch it and fast forward at my old job. So
Oh no, that's a pity.
Yeah, it was kind of like Big Lebowski. Now I think about it, like it's like, really? I thought you had more that you needed to cover there.
yeah.
Huh, interesting. I don't remember the ending. I just remember being like on the edge of my seat through the whole movie.
It's funny. I can never remember the actor's name, and even when I see him in other movies, he's just Anton Chigurh to me.
Oh yeah.
Like that might as well be the actor's name.
And it's
I don't know it.
like the most terrifying weapon,
Yeah.
the cow thing
Yeah.
that he uses. Is like just horrifying.
How must cows feel about it?
Hey,
Well,
you're
not much
talking to the
after.
vegetarians, so
All right, so I
So
think
on that happy note,
I think that was a success. I enjoyed that.
good.
A rewatch of the Lebowski.
Yeah. If you liked the show, this is part of the Last Stash TV network of content. We've got this podcast and a drinking show and a cooking show and a video game parody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
There's a new one eventually.
Did that still
Someday.
not release yet?
Is it out yet?
Yeah, no. So we're doing a parody for Fallout 4, but it should be out soon. Very, very soon. It's so close. We've been working on this for a year, guys.
Good God.
Please watch it, because I will be very sad if I release it and no one watches it. It's almost complete. But you can watch it and our other content Bret was talking about on YouTube. We're Laugh Stash TV on YouTube. You can also follow Laugh Stash TV at Laugh Stash TV on Twitter. And we're also on Twitter for this podcast. It's at Let's Rewatch. And tweet at us. Tell us your movie suggestions. Tell us, like Ralph was just saying, we should check out Time After Time, which is
Like-
another film from the director of Wrath of Khan, apparently.
Yeah,
Oh.
Nicholas Meyer.
I just
Yeah.
thought it was that song.
Ralph, thank
That's
you
the
for
one-
forever being our fan.
Yes, thank you, Ralph.
Yeah, that's the one where was it H.G. Wells is going through time to chase Jack the Ripper?
I really don't know. I have not seen nor heard of this film.
Yeah.
So
I seen it a while ago.
Oh, you don't abide?
It didn't really stick out. I love Nicholas Meyer, but that one didn't really rock my world. Interesting idea. But
I think he was just going off our director kick because we were on a same director for a little while
oh,
kick. But Anyway, you can check all that out. Tweet at us. Tell us movie suggestions. We always appreciate everybody tweeting at us. So shout out to all of you people. Thank you.
Yep. And if you liked listening to our podcast, please go ahead and give us a review on iTunes or Google Play. We really appreciate your support and you gathering new people to listen to our show with us.
Yeah, tell your friends. Tell them to listen. Tell them to sit down, shut up, and fucking listen.
And tell them we do this show every 2 weeks and make sure their podcast subscriptions are up to date for the next episode of Let's Rewatch.
Next time we're going to be watching the horror disco classic, Splatter Disco.
Splatter Disco.
You passed up Monster'd
Monster'd is a little...
or Splatter Disco.
Wasn't Splatter Disco the other title for Boogie Nights?
Oh.